Hey, what's up everybody? It's Corey Bakon. And you know, a few years back, I was out shopping in the H&M and I saw about 3 or 4 guys hanging out shopping, and I noticed that all of them had the same kind of haircut. And I was like, there's no way that all these guys have the same curly hair. And shortly thereafter, I started having conversations with a lot of barbers and hairstylists, and sure enough, these guys were out here getting perms. And then I'm on TikTok and I started looking around and checking things out, and yes, it's what I come to call the TikTok perm. Yes, the curly texture on top, an undercut or a fade on the sides. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Maybe you know it's a perm, maybe you're doing it. Either way, it's hot, it's trending, and yes, young men and grown men alike are walking around getting perms. So, what I want to do today is show you a quick technique on what I like to do when I want to do a perm and add texture to the top and give this loose, soft, natural feel to a men's look that will actually help raise your ticket and make the customer totally happy. Check it out. So today's tools will be the Wave from the Paul Mitchell Texture Series, which has 3 types: acid, alkaline, and exothermic. I start by sectioning off the top of the head with a slight angle towards the temple. This will give me some room for a couple of rods near the front of the face to add a feeling of weight. I give my end papers a spin for easy use, and then cut the hair on top in an asymmetrical line towards the front. I'm using purple and orange rods, beginning in the fringe area with very tight tension, placing them side by side. I place them in this position in the front, right where the client sees it the most. Right above that section, in the triangle section, I piggyback 2 rods to remove any part lines. Above the temple, I use angle sections that follow the part line and orange rods for a looser curl pattern. As I move towards the back at the base of the crown, I use purple rods to add height and control to the crown. I then begin piggyback sectioning all the way to the top of the crown, creating height, loose control, and movement, alternating the colored rods for that natural feel. I maintain medium tension in these rods to help aid in the natural and soft movement of the curl. I then place cotton to protect the client's eyes and face from any solution. Choice is the exothermic wave. It's going to heat up and give some nice, snappy, bouncy curls. Inside the box, we have neutralizer, waving lotion, and the activator. Also a nice processing cap. I mix the activator with the waving lotion, give it a nice little shake, and we're ready to go. Making sure I saturate every rod fully and completely will ensure that I get a good end result. I use the whole bottle, and then I replace the cotton so that the client doesn't get any solution in his eyes. I cover with a processing cap, and I time for 30 minutes. During the processing time, I'll use clipper and comb to remove any bulk and set the foundation for my haircut. At the end of processing time, we give a thorough rinse and neutralize, and then we remove the rods, using negative tension so that I don't stretch the curl. I then continue my clipper and comb technique and start to set the foundation for my fade. I use my 000 blade to set my fade line and create a curvature at the back to enhance the head shape. I then use a 1.5 blade to create my secondary fade line. I then switched to my Andis Master with a zero guard to finish out blending and complete my fade work with the clipper. I then switch to my shears and do some shear and comb for blending, and then take horizontal sections to create the square layering effect. I maintain horizontal sections while cutting with medium to loose tension, extending the length as I move towards the face. I also raise elevation each section as I move towards the center of the head, which is going to create a nice layered effect. Keeping medium to loose tension and using the wide tooth of my comb is keeping me from stretching out the curl and ruining the wonderful texture that I've added into the hair. In the back, I maintain consistency with my tension as I connect both sides and keep my elevation high to keep that layering and wonderful texture moving. I then spray the hair with lavender mint conditioning leave-in spray to help moisturize those curls. And I double up the moisture using the lavender mint moisture milk. I use a chopstick and diffuser to help define and coach those curls into place. And once the hair is dry, I use some pick and pull techniques and slide cutting for refinement of my haircut and my curls. I also wanted to remove some of the heaviness that was below the curl, so I used my number 3 and my number 2 clipper blade to soften and detail my fade. Hey, I really enjoyed doing that video. I hope you can use some of the techniques behind the chair and be able to enhance your client's experience and raise your ticket price. So, if you like this video, like the video and subscribe, and tune in for more educational videos coming to you live and direct from Paul Mitchell Pro. Have a nice day.